When Rosie and Jim see that I'm setting out, they're in a big hurry to follow me, and they sometimes say one of their getting ready and going out poems. Come on, Rosie, let's be going. Is it raining? Is it snowing? Is it sunny? Is it fine? This is yours, and this is mine. Get your bag, get your book, let's go out and have a look. And here's another one. Are you ready? Are you steady? No, you cannot bring your teddy, 'cause we're going out today. Get your bat, get your ball, fetch your coat from the wall, 'cause we're going out to play. Get your bag, get your book, get your hat from the hook, 'cause we're going down the shops. Don't drag, don't lag, don't mess about and nag, we'll be home for top of the pops. Here are more getting ready and going out songs. Come on, Rosie, let's be going. Is it raining? Is it snowing? Get your wellies, get your bag, dodge the raindrops, ziggity-zag. Get your bag, get your book, let's go out and have a look. When Rosie and Jim went to see the boats being built, they made up a poem about David, the man who built the rag doll. Oh, David is a boatman, his boats are of the best. They sail the waters of the land to north and east and west. With a bang and a clang and a split and a splat, a boat is made, and that is that. One day, Rosie and Jim did the washing up, but Jim broke a glass. He had to be very careful not to cut himself on it. I went to see how glass is made, after Rosie and Jim had sung their washing up song. Splish, splosh, rub-a-dub, we'll get the dishes clean. Swish, swash, rub and scrub, the best you've ever seen. Splish, splosh, come on, Jim, here's another plate. Swish, swash, rub and scrub, you'll have to get a gate. I discovered that they made the glass out of sand. Rosie and Jim had a wonderful time playing in the sand. Oh, sand, it is such lovely stuff to trickle and whittle and pour. Sand from a sea where the mermaids sing upon a distant shore. The sand is soft, the fire is hot, and the glass comes out of the melting pot. What a lot of trouble Rosie and Jim caused when I went shopping in the supermarket, and what a funny rhyme they made about it. Oh, up in the sky, the clouds sailing by, a train rushing past with a whoosh and a sigh. We'll gobble them up in less than a minute, the clouds and the train and everyone in it. Rosie and Jim have a busy time looking after the boat, cleaning up and cooking and doing the washing. They have some busy songs. Two busy rag dolls living in a boat with 100 things to do, and John never sees the games we play, so we'll sing our song, we'll sing our song, we'll sing our song to you. And fizzy wizzy, let's get busy, rushing here and there, to and fro and all about and up and down the stair. Fizzy wizzy, let's get busy, lots of things to do, clean and polish, sweep and dust, and tea for me and you. I went under the ground to see how the miners dig up the coal, so that I can put it on my fire to keep me warm. Rosie and Jim made a rhyme up about that. Under the ground, like a rabbit or a mole, here we go digging for the mucky black coal. Put it in a tub and whiz it to the top, send it to the world and sell it in the shop. When I painted my boat, I had no green paint, so I had to mix colours to make some. Red and blue, yellow and green, how many colours have you seen? Green used up, now you're in a fix, how many colours can you mix? I had to paint my boat because it had been scratched by the branches of the trees and bumped by another boat. Scritch, scratch, bumpety bump, the boat tips up and the cups go jump. Splish, splash, jiggity jog, is it a boat or is it a frog? The trees come low, their branches catch, and give our boat a scritch and a scratch. We went to the shop for red and blue, and made our boat as good as new. We often saw cranes high up on their long legs on the building sites in Birmingham. I mean the mechanical cranes that lift huge loads, not birds with slender legs. The driver sits up there in the sky, up above the world. Up above the world, high in the sky, where crane drivers sit and little birds fly, we see the city like a map below, the roads and streets where people go. And water shines in the morning sun, where the canals and rivers run, and there the rag doll lies at ease, with socks a-flutter in the morning breeze. Talking of socks, the Pong song was one of Rosie and Jim's favourites. They sang it when they took their bag of washing to the laundrette and found just how smelly it was. I'll sing you a song about a pong that tickles your nose. Is it long? Is it strong, your pongy old song? It's a question that nobody knows. Nobody knows? Why, 10 little toes, all snug in a stocking, stink so shocking. But they do. Yes, they do. Like a skunk in the zoo. Oh, pooh! Oh, pooh! Oh, puffety-pooh! And that's it. We visited a farm one day and saw the sheep having their wool cut off. Sheep in a field, ducks in a pond, birds in a twiggy nest. Rabbits and worms live under the ground, but we think a boat is best. When Jim first saw a sheep, he thought it was a dragon, because it had such long curly horns. So they sang the dragon song. Jim met a dragon up on the hill, and we got some wool when we went to the mill. But the dragon was a sheep that came round a tree and gave Jim a fright that made him flee. Then a goat made John run like a rocket, but it wanted the biscuit he'd popped in his pocket. We had some coffee and stroked the puss. Then we all rode home in a big red bus. One day I was having a mug of coffee as I steered the boat along, when I went and dropped my mug in the canal. Oh, how sad I was to lose it. But I found that there was a pottery not far away, a place where they make things like mugs and cups. So I went to get a new one, and to find out how they are made from mud. Well, clay, and that's a kind of mud, and Rosie and Jim found that it was great fun playing in it. Mud is lovely, mud is squishy, mud goes splatter, splashy, splishy. Mud is lovely, mud is good. You can make most anything, cup and saucer, hat or ring, birthday cake or chocolate pud. Mud is lovely, mud is good. When we went to the fruit farm at Evesham, we saw all kinds of animals, many of them with babies to look after. In time they would grow up to be as big as their parents. Rosie and Jim made up a growing song. Some are long and some are short, and some are round and fat. A man, a bird, a tiny worm, a furry pussycat. The orchards with all their trees made a good place to play hide and seek. You hide, I'll count. Go behind a tree. 1, 2, tickety-boo, can't catch me. 3, 4, as before, where has he gone? 5, 6, in a fix, hiding behind John. Of course the animals had to be fed well if they were going to grow properly. Peck and nibble, bite and chew, food, you know, is good for you. Some grow long, some grow strong, that's what living creatures do. Sheep and birds and little cats, swans and sparrows, even bats, that's what living creatures do. There was another time that I went shopping, and I was surprised to find some things in my bag that I did not remember putting on my list. Oh, we ragdoll Rosie and ragdoll Jim, and we fancy a nice bit of bacon, with sausages, pancakes and jam doughnuts, if we are not too much mistaken. A pile of yoghurt pots would do to satisfy our hunger, but we've gathered a bunch of pretty flowers to calm down Johnny's anger. Oh, what a feast that was, much to John's dismay, but we'll sail along with a merry, merry song to feast another day. Another thing we saw at Evesham was a very strange house. It was the lock-keeper's house, and it was in the shape of a triangle, on legs, perched over the waterway. Rosie and Jim thought it looked like a piece of toast, so they made up the Toast House song. Oh, what a house, what a funny, funny house, a house all made of toast, with a roof like a tent and sloping walls, just the place for a ghost. But ragdoll Jim, the silly, silly thing, his toast went in the wet. As far as I know, as these things go, the fish are nibbling yet. When we went to do our washing at the laundrette, Rosie and Jim sang, We're ragdoll Rosie and ragdoll Jim. She helps me and I help him. We go together like a pair of shoes and share a joke to chase away the blues, 'cause we're ragdoll Rosie and ragdoll Jim. They made a washing machine song. Whizzy fizzy washing day, whizzing all the dirt away. Put them in and take them out and turn your trousers inside out. Some of the things went into the washing machine in pairs. The socks they went in 2 by 2, and a pair of knickers to wash. A scarf, a shirt, and even a shoe, and a pair of trousers to wash. 2 more knickers, and they must be Rosie's. 2 more knickers, a pair of knickers to wash. Listening to stories often made Rosie and Jim feel so happy that they sang their happy song. Oh, what a day on the old rag doll, with John and Jim and me. I cannot think of a better place to be. Oh, what fun I've always have with Rosie as my friend. I hope our trip on the old rag doll will never ever end. My boat has an engine to make it go, but some have sails. When the wind blows, they go along at a good speed. We went in a sailing boat one day, but Jim called it a blow-away boat. Heads down, get your coat, off we go in a blow-away boat. Zig-zag up the river, fit to make your tummy quiver. We're going about, watch your head, how I wish I'd stayed in bed. When the canal went up a hill, we had to go through the locks. Here is a song about that. Rosie and Jim went up the hill, a-climbing up the water. Then they went down to Brummagem town, a-riding on a motor. And the boat goes in the lock, the boat goes in the lock. Hey-ho, my doomio, the boat goes in the lock. The water comes pouring in, the water comes pouring in. Hey-ho, my doomio, the water comes pouring in. The boat goes up and up, the boat goes up and up. Hey-ho, my doomio, the boat goes up and up. In one of their adventures, they had a ride on a horse. Ride a good horse along the towpath, fall in the water, you'll get a free bath. Weed in your pocket and fish up your nose, she shall have chips wherever she goes. Of course, since they live on a boat, they love travelling, and this is Jim's travelling song. Some go fast and some go slow, and some go on the water. A steamy train, a boat or plane, or a high-speed motorway motor. Chugging along on the old rag doll with Rosie and Duck and me, it's never dull, 'cause the world is full of wonderful things to see. There are trains and planes and winding lanes going over the hill. There are ducks and swans and wriggly fish and an old stream by the mill. It's never dull, 'cause the world is full of wonderful things to see. Chugging along on the old rag doll with Rosie and Duck and me.